Welcome back to the Kimi Kato show with Jeremiah. We have Doug and Dan from the band Hoobastank. We just went out with Out of Control and came back with the same direction from their second album, The Reason. So I remember early 2003, and I was at Island Def Jam office in New York, and the head of international at that time, Faisal Durrani, he said, like, I hope he's listening too. He played me four songs.
I remember Faisal.
Right. Yeah, Faisal. I think it was either Paul or Faisal gave me. He had me listen to four songs from the album. It was yet to come out, and the song was on a blank CD, and he said, I think yeah, the four songs were Out of Control, Just One, Same Direction, and The Reason. Those are the four songs I still remember to this day at the Island Def Jam office in New York. I had not expected that I would be here listening to the new album or parts of the new album. And they blew my mind. Seriously. I was so excited when I heard those songs at the office. You know, when you have that feeling that, oh my goodness, this is gonna blow, like seriously. And I was so happy. I couldn't wait. So they copied me for the four songs. I could take it back. I couldn't wait to go back to Japan and have my team listen to the music and have my entire colleague listen to the songs. Long story short, I had to end up, when I went back, I ended up fighting with my team to get on board so that everybody would treat this album as the priority record at my label. And because I was a junior, still, a junior guy, I had to fight for budget and the team and all the resources, but ended up to become a huge success along with the global success. So I was extremely excited. And then you guys came to perform at the Summer Sonic Festival again in 2006, I think. And I remember you getting on stage, and we had this campaign going on with this radio station called Bay FM to sing the song, sing along to The Reason with everybody. So we had you, and I told you that, Doug, and you mentioned it on stage that, well, let's sing this all together. And you heard about this campaign that you did with Bay FM because Summer Sonic is held in that area of where Bay FM is covered, where it's Chiba Prefecture, where Summer Sonic is held. And I remember you did that stunt where you had everybody sing, and everybody sang, if you remember.
Good for them. I'm trying to think. I don't think it was 2006 though. I think it might have been 2004.
Yeah,
or 5.
yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Either way. Like
either
maybe
way,
yeah, 4 because it was after the album. Yeah.
Right. It came out. That album came out in December 2003, but all the singles and the song itself didn't hit till mid 2004.
Yeah. So
yeah, that maybe probably would have been around then.
Or 2005. Yeah.
And then we kind of joked that every 2 years we would play Summer Sonic because we played 2002, 2004, and 2006, and then so on and so forth. But yeah, that's cool to hear that you.
It blew my mind. Seriously, the four songs.
Heard the songs and got really excited.
I was
because I've felt that way listening to band. It's been a long time, but I know that feeling when you're like when you're a fan of a band and you get a hold of some of their new stuff and you go, oh my god,
yes,
that it checks all the boxes on why you like them, the first album or whatever, album, but turned up to 11. And that's cool that you say that because I know exactly what you mean. I've felt that way about other bands, in the past. And so to have somebody say that about that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Because I still think Just One would have been a better single than Same Direction. That's why.
That's what I said. I said that too.
I know you said that.
Oh, yeah.
I use that as an example all the time. Kimi said that.
Is it too late?
Is it too late?
It's 20 years, dude. Well, let's wind up 20 years ago. No, it was the first single was for me. It was like I said, Just One. It's just the first single has to be just because that's just. I mean, yes, Out of Control, amazing. Same there. Yeah, the Reason obviously would come after, but the knockout single would be just one. But then you guys went out with.
And then ironically, it got put into that beer commercial and ended up being kind of a single on its own.
Yes,
you know?
yes, it did. For Asahi beer, I think it was. And Matsuzaka, the pitcher, was the guy on the TV commercial.
Oh,
anyway,
Daisuke?
Yeah, I think that was the TV commercial.
Okay, I knew it was a baseball player.
Yeah. But then the first single was Out of Control, but that still took off. But what really took off was The Reason, right? I mean, that then became.
I mean, I've always felt like the Japanese listening audience was more perceptive to our heavier, more up-tempo stuff. So I mean, I kind of feel like I don't remember feeling that The Reason itself took off really huge in Japan. It was taking off everywhere, like, so it wasn't like any different really in Japan. And if anything, it was just kind of on par with our more energetic songs, because they would be so into those songs anyways. Yeah, good times.
Amazing. No, it was the Reason was actually taking off way more internationally than in Japan.
Okay, so I was right, because that's what it felt like.
Yes, okay. It did. And then what happened was International was calling me up saying, what's happening? Why isn't it taking off in Japan? I said, look, it's going to take off. Just give me a moment. And then
because I'm pushing just one, that's why.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that was my argument, but that was okay though. It's still that gave me the opportunity to get more budget and get more resources. There were more people behind me than when I started working on the second album at the beginning, when I knew this was going to take off, and it did in the end. But it took a while for Japan because I was still junior. I had to fight within the company. But see, this is with any bands that are successful. There is always somebody that's fighting for you. Within the label.
Well, I think that's a reason. That's a reason why they're successful. If nobody's fighting for them, there's all this stuff that goes on behind the scenes that nobody
sees. I mean, yes,
Oh.
the band is talented, the music's great, everything ticks all the box. But the bands that really succeed, like the Hoobastank, the guys, I think there are a team of people that supported behind the scenes, and including people at Island Def Jam, the people that got me to listen to the music first, when gave me Paul and Faisal gave me 4 songs to listen. Kimi, listen to this music. This is great. What do you think? And I said, oh my goodness, this is gonna blow, and we were all kind of very, very excited about the future of the band.
Did you go from junior to senior at that moment? Is that when it happened?
That, you know what? Yes, that was part of it. I had a lot of other albums as well that took off, but yes, that is one of the reasons why, I was able to then get promoted to become a senior product manager, then the managing director for International in Japan. But then, unfortunately, though, what happens when you become the head of International? You don't get to work on the artists. You don't get to work on the releases. So that was the last time I kind of got to tour with you guys. Unfortunately, if you remember, I was no longer your product manager.
That's when we referred to those when Kimi got too big for the band.
That's when you became a dick.
I was extremely.
I
was excited, but I was disappointed because I was no longer a product manager. So
in a way, Kimi, did the Hoobastank kind of take you? I mean, you guys working together on the album and promoting, did it sort of take your career off as well?
It took my career, yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
Wow. Yes. So it all started with Hoobastank.
And then we since we're in the artistic, but we went like this. And then Kimi just went, later, guys.
Bought his way to the top.
He's taking the private jet, Kimi, and you're taking the bus, huh?
Hey, Kimi, was that after you? Did we have like that dude? Was it Yuichi?
Yuichi, yes.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yuichi, yeah. I remember him. And then we had another guy, Rio.
Takeno
forget
Ryo,
his name.
maybe.
But yeah, in hindsight, I think that we as a band were extremely fortunate to get you, because the way that we communicated, because after that, as much as I did have a great time hanging with Yuichi and our product manager after that. No, I did. It was just different. It wasn't the same. Like you at least understood our humor right away and could kind of like jump in on it and well, but you could communicate. We could communicate with you instantly.
Well, who else is going to tell us Haizuri Daisuke? While we're like, grabbing hands.
Yeah, who else was just going to freely just walk up to us and go, guys, I want to teach you some words. Not Yuichi.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break now. We'll be playing Inside of You and Slow Down.